Look at that. Man, I love this thing. I got to tell you that these phones are amazing what they can do. All right, so I'm just doing a quick post. I thought that here I could just kind of like post things that I'm doing without trying to sound like a guru or know-it-all, because I hate that. Just saying, here's what I'm doing. So this is Webull. I kind of use this one to kind of get a snapshot of what's going on with other stocks. I just like the way they kind of present the whether it's a crypto or a stock. I mean, they got into cryptos here not too long ago, and right now I'm involved in this HPIL purely on a recommendation. I don't know too much about it, but I'm not putting tens of thousands of dollars into these. And I have money in Dogecoin still. I mean, I had one point I had again 75,000. I sold them, and I didn't make the top there. But now we have like less than 30,000. So I think our average cost right now is right around where it's at, which is 0.20, right around there. It's dropped down. It's gone up to 23. So we're seeing where that goes. And then Netlist was from a group I'm a part of. One of the guys I know had purchased 50,000 shares of this when it was around 3 something, and I got in around 4, and I averaged up to 560, and I recently sold them all, but I'm watching it because I think it's going to go up. That's the company that had the lawsuit with Google is the big news, and basically looks like they're going to win, or they won, and it'll be billions of dollars. So it kind of jumped up to $10, which is where I was hoping to get to. And they say it's going to go up higher, but maybe I'll just buy a few more of those, maybe 100 shares, and just kind of hold them and forget about them. And then Sundial, I'm just messing around with. Now, of course, you can see here I have Bitcoin, Ethereum there, because I think those are the two main ones. For me, I'm investing in Bitcoin long term for a decade. I thought it was going to drop back down below the 27 mark or 28 from what I've been hearing, not because I know, and I'm according to my analysis or anything. I don't have that. I'm just like, it seems like it's heading back down close to 20. And there was a lot of speculators, people saying, it's going to go to 10. It's going to go back to 10. It's going to go to 20. So I was like, hey, if it goes under 25, maybe I can average cost, dollar cost average in. I'm not going to buy 100 coins, $25,000 each, like Michael Saylor or anything. But he's buying thousands of them. But anyway, so HPIL, I wanted to talk about that one for a second. I have, I am down on this, almost $200. I was up a couple $100, but it's heading back down, it seems. I had taken a screenshot. I guess I lost it, but let's see here. I think you can, there we go, show. All right, so when you go up here, this is Thinkorswim. Put me up here. You can see when I got in there, I got 240,000 shares. Right, these aren't tokens, and it's a OTC. It's like it's a penny stock. So these are the ones where you buy them and you just kind of forget about them, and if you lose the money, you don't get upset about it. So if you spend $500 or $5,000 or whatever it is for you, your tolerance level might be. This is a company that has a lot of promise. It hit a penny. Right now it's at 0.006. I got in at it's at 0.0062 is the buy, the bid and the buy and the ask. So I got in at 6.9. So I'm down a couple $100. Now I was going to buy 1 million shares, but I wasn't sure, right? For me, I don't just jump in anymore. Mostly, I'll either average up. I don't average down anymore. I look for where I think the bottom is. Like Dogecoin recently, I figured it was going to hit somewhere between 15 and 16. From what I could see and from what I was reading, I'm like, that's where I'm willing to go. If it goes to 15, 16, I'll buy what I'm willing to risk, and then that's it. And I averaged down to around 20 cents. I had some more at 38. I averaged down not because I wanted to average down. It's because I'm like, that's where I want to buy in. I want to be at 15 cents. And then if it goes down lower than that, I don't want to buy anymore. I'll just forget about them. And if it goes to zero, it goes to zero. If it goes up, my price target was, previous highs. So I figure if it goes around 70 to 80 cents, I'd probably sell the majority of those and just move on to something else. So over here, I have a buddy of mine who's pretty successful with stuff. So we'll bounce trading ideas off each other like I do in a lot of different groups and forums and people that I try. In fact, today I have a call with a friend of mine who is big into cryptos, and we're going to go over some of that stuff. And I'm sure you might do the same in your own way. But I'm looking at this, and you get the RSI down there, and I'm just now watching this, and as I'm looking at it, let me move myself down here. I'm looking at the chart, and I'm like, all right, well, it hit 1 cent. I asked, where do you think it's going to go? And my friend said, well, I think it could hit $1 from what I could see. They're supposed to be doing an electric car. They got a platform, where they do gaming stuff, which is real popular. And, so there's a lot of opportunity there. Now, prices go up and down. So I'm okay with that, but I don't want to buy in on the high. I've done that many times. So I had to stop and say, okay, I'm not, in this case, they're so cheap. When you say, I'm buying 1 million shares, I'm not like, buying $1 million worth of shares. There's it's like $5,000 or less, right? So I figured if it comes back down, it looks like, that 5.005 area is probably where it could bounce to. Now, it could go lower. And if it does, then I just write it off. But I mean, that's probably what I think it's most likely going to do, right? It seems like it's going to probably head back down to that 50-day. Well, not even. It's already at the 50-day moving average. The red line is the 50-day moving average. It's probably going to go down to the 200-day or fall a little bit below it. So if it does hit that line, then great. Maybe I'll buy in between that 0.005 and change, and buy what I'm willing to spend, which is, like I said, I'm willing to spend $5,000. Like, that's my threshold on this. If I say, okay, I'm willing to spend $5,000 on this and hold it for a year, and if it gets up close to $1 in that year, sell, maybe half, right, or whatever, depending where it's at. And that's what I like to do, is sell half. And keep half or third, or sell 2/3 and keep a third, and move on, depending what I think about the company. So I don't know enough about this company where I'm like, I think it's worth holding for a super long time. But as things develop and as you learn more about a company, then you make that decision. So, but this is what I'm looking at. These are more for just trading ideas, for things to kind of look at and have your own opinion. And I'm not telling you to buy in or not, but that's something I'm looking at this morning. I just sent my friend a text message just saying, like, because he's like, you need to buy at least $500,000 to $1 million. And I was like, okay. And then I sent him a message, because when he told me that, it was at 0.007. And I'm like, hey, I'm glad I didn't buy 1 million shares then, all right? Because it looks like it's heading back down to the previous area there. I put the little red line. You didn't respond yet, I don't think. But anyway, so I hope you guys are having a good day and, make some money. All right. Talk to you later.